I understand. Remember, love is patient, love is kind. Let's walk through this together.
Peace be with you.
The short-term treatments for long-term problems. That's a problem. Many programs run 21 to 28-day cycles, even though addiction is a long-term brain and life issue. That's why it's like putting a Band-Aid on a deep wound. So what I think needs to change, more long-term treatment options. Personalized timelines instead of one-size-fits-all programs. Another thing is the outdated approach. Some programs still use the same techniques from the 1980s, even though we know more about trauma, the brain, and mental health now. So what I think needs to change, more modern therapy methods, more trauma-informed care, and more real mental health treatment, and not just a bunch of generic lectures. 3, not enough focus on real life skills. People leave rehab clean for the moment, but no job skills, no life structure, no emotional tools, and no housing. So they get overwhelmed and then get out and relapse. What needs to change about that is more job training, more financial skills, more stress management, and more healthy relationship training, and real world preparation courses, which none of them took place when the 2 rehabs I went to. 4, high costs that keep people stuck. Some rehab centers charge $20,000 to $60,000, and insurance keeps paying for repeated stays. So there's more profit in relapse than in recovery. What I think needs to change about that, transparency about costs, community-based affordable programs, and incentives for long-term success, not repeat stays. Another thing, aftercare. There's no aftercare support. Most relapse happens after rehab because the moment people walk out the door, the support disappears instantly. So what I think should change is more 6 to 12 months of aftercare programs, weekly check-ins, support for housing, jobs, and relationships, and accountability partners. Another thing we should address, staff who are overwhelmed and undertrained, just simply burnt out. Some places are full of burnt out staff or people who don't understand addiction to a deep level, or treat people just like they're problems and half of them scared of them. They act like you're not even human. So what I think need to change, better training, more empathy, hiring people who are in recovery and who are educated, and smaller caseloads. Another thing we should address is punishment instead of guidance. Many programs kick people out for relapsing, but relapse is a symptom, not a moral failure. What needs to change? Less punishment, more compassion, and relapse support plans, not expulsions. 8, no family education. Families go untrained. When the person comes home, the home triggers are still there. The communication is still broken. The environment is still the same. What needs to change? Family therapy, education on addiction, home environment planning. Just for a start. Another thing should be addressed, not treating the root of the cause. Addiction is usually connected to trauma, depression, anxiety, loneliness, poverty, and environments that you've been raised in or that you're in at the moment. If the root stays untreated, the habit is going to come back. It's a guarantee. So what should change is holistic treatment, mental health care, trauma therapy, and support, more social support systems. Another thing I think we should address is the no recovery plan for the next 5 years. They say when you go to the meetings, you got to address yourself. I am a recovering, I am an addict, or whatever, how that goes. I don't say it, but anyway, they don't have nothing in place for you. It's like rehab ends and people are just left with no roadmap, just straight up hope. So I think if you have more of a 5-year recovery plan, some milestones, some community support, some long-term accountability type of things, that might keep people more involved and feel like they're really being cared about and loved on when they come to these places and spend all this money and pay for all that insurance.
You've really found your strength today.
Thank you, Coach.
Just close the laptop now. You're done. Ah,